my friends. Instagram should be for the English-speaking people, but I keep talking Polish, so maybe for a change I will tell you that working on the field is different than working in an ice road. So I don't know how you're gonna process it, my friends, but here we are on a field. You can watch it in the second window, and what can I say? Should I try to talk to you guys in universal language of the trucking community, which is one of them is English, of course. Could be German, could be French, could be any language. Spanish is very popular, but communication language around the world is still English. I don't know why, but that's true. So how are you doing today? Working class people. Are you preparing for the Polish elections of Polish president, right? We have two choices now. I don't want to say neither of them is my choice, you know, so I don't like any one of them, so I don't know who you're gonna choose. I know that the majority of the Instagram community, they are for the liberal progressive candidate who is Rafał Trzaskowski, right? But there is a bunch of guys, and I'm surprised to discover it, that there's a bunch of guys who are actually more conservative than I ever thought. I can find them on the internet. They seldom
Morning, John. How's it going?
express their opinion. They are,
Hey, Colin, how about you?
I don't know,
Not so bad. Kind of head to the barn and keep going south. You'll see I got the rig mats there by the skid steer, and we're spreading west to east. It's 2:30.
and it takes all day.
Okay, we're here all day then. Yes, sir.
So you can see we are on our first trip, so each time new driver is informed what we're gonna do for
Now
them.
you were right. Hey, Tucker. You got the foreman on site today. You better be careful.
So choose wise,
Sure, he's here.
because
No.
the future of the world and the peace
She can be.
depend on that, right? Really depend on it. There is deep connection between the choice of choosing the Polish president and the word peace, because
Yeah, there was two
one of the very dangerous places is in Ukraine, and throughout the Poland, 80% of military aid goes through Poland. Ukraine will never win the war, so
Better go get your eyes checked.
the actions of our president might increase the process of the peace or postpone the process of the peace. So, okay, think of it before you choose, because it's not about 8 stars, you know, for English speaking people. I explain half of the Poland use 8 stars symbols, which means jebać peace, which means fuck the peace, the former ruling party. Okay, and that's the problem, because if you stuck on that sentence, you may go to war and you may die. It's not that I'm saying choose peace, I'm choose wisely, because it is not about our two-party system. It's about completely else. All right, so choose wisely. So who are those two candidates, ladies and gentlemen? Well, one of the representatives of the globalist system, Rafał Trzaskowski, right? He's everything against sovereignty of the nation. He's for the Green Deal, Blue Deal, the climate idiocy and shit like this. And let it be no misunderstanding. Climate is changing, but not the way they try to tell us. that we are guilty of that. We're not. That's a natural circle of life. The climates do change and has changed in the past when human beings were not on the earth. So be careful with that. So he is fault of that. On the other hand, there is Nawrocki, Karol. Karol Nawrocki has been supported by an organization called Peace, but do not mistake it for the peace.
Hey, we're coming. I'll wait for you to get in there.
Against the war. So, peace means in Poland prawo I sprawiedliwość, which is law and justice. The problem is that they ruled for the last 8 years and they been anything but law and justice. Nepotism, corruptions, and so forth. So, hence those 8 stars, which symbolize 8 letters. Fuck the peace, translated into English. Now, on Sunday, May 25th, we will choose one of them. None of them is my candidate, but as it's sometimes happening, wait a second. I didn't know that it's such a soft ground over here. So here I am, trying not to screw up more than I have to. I have to put also some lockers on. So if we think about this, for me, it's really choosing the lesser evil.
Hey, Chris, you have some issues with your cap there?
Well, my cap is loose. I think it's the O-ring or rubber is missing or something. I secure it with a wire, you know, for the time being.
Sounds good. I got a new one at the scale for you there, okay?
Copy that. But on the other hand, if we choose Trzaskowski, then we choose closing the system, because ruling party is a party of Trzaskowski, right? So if we let to do that happen, then the war will be more likely than the peace. Then the closing the systems will give us in the hands of European bureaucrats, technocrats. If that's happened, there will be no more Poland, because he is for the integration Poland into the super country called United Europe, which is as of this moment not. So as you probably know, I'm not for that to happen. And we will see. Of course we will see. How do you like my work? It's boring, but not necessarily as boring as you think it is, you know, because there's a number of elements. Sorry for my gibberish English, but I'm trying to conduct a couple things at the same time, so stop fucking bitching, right? You know, I'm working here and try to tell you what to do. Wait a second, because it's a swamp ahead of me, so I have to concentrate on that for a second, okay? Okay? To all of you who doesn't follow the Polish politics, you must remember, we're on the border of Ukraine. We're on the border with Russia. We help one of the countries and we declare ourselves an enemy of the other one. However, the complication of Polish history is neither one of them is our friend. But we try, or our politicians try to persuade us, forget about the past. We have to live with the future. And that's what one of them guys is trying to persuade us. But that means liquidations of the Polish sovereignty. All right? So what's gonna happen? when Mr. Chaskovsky wins, the disintegrations of our country will be fast going, on a fast forward, will be put on a fast forward mode. However, Mr. Nawrocki, Karol, seemed to be not much better. So we are fucked from both sides, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what it is. What can I say more? Choose wisely. Really choose wisely. Because the future of our country, future of our children depends on it. And how do you like this kind of a work? Lots of shiftings on a manual transmissions with a specialty truck tri-drive, which means 4-axle, 3 drives. You have to switch between inter-axle lock, wheel lock, off-road driving, lots of practicing. And I tell you, when you go to the Arctic, the manual transmission is a must. Because I can't figure that the modern computers will be working very well with automatic transmissions. One miss of the gear and you will not make it up. One miss of the gear and you slide down the hill with potentially deadly effect to you, which means your life as you know it ceases to exist. Remember that. Alright? So I would like to say, have a good day. Have a wonderful day. And think it over. It's not about whose party gonna rule, but how we gonna end up as a nation. And that's why it is so important to choose wisely. As of this recording, this coming Sunday, June 1st, I'm sorry, June 1st, but for us who are outside of Poland, it will be May 31st, because Polish being abroad vote one day before the national elections of president. Okay, guys. To make a long story short, ladies and gentlemen, there is problems in the world. There really are. And if you have this narrow mind mentality, you will choose by party line, which is not so great idea. It really isn't great idea. You might reconsider your point of view, whether you're in Poland, Romania, France, United States, or Canada for that matter. Things are not going very well for the conservative ideas based on certain ethical code, which is going to the pieces, based on certain rules that helped us to survive through the ages. So this little movie, 20 minutes maybe movie about our choices, is not about the political view of the party. It's more about the ideology of left and right, which is wait a second, which is dividing most of the country, evenly split. Alexander Solzhenitsyn, right? said once that the line of good and evil goes right through our heart, every single one of us. So we may choose the evil, but psychology teaches us that we should choose the good one, because we will pay for every single decisions of our life, every single one of them, and that is no good for those who choose the wrong side of the power. Choose like a Star Wars, right? Dark side of the Force and the right side of the Force. Be a Jedi, not a Darth Vader of our world. That's what I wanted to suggest to you. Well, I'm coming to the end of the field after spreading some guano or fertilizer, like as asphalt, and I'm coming to the end of the field. It's gonna get hot until the weekend, until the end of the week. So we're gonna work in a really hot weather. However, so the dust, as you can see, will be assisting us all the time. And that's fine. We're gonna handle it. And let's hope that the AC will be working as well. But, and we will see soon enough, right? Soon enough, Polish people choose a president who will be either for the liquidations of the freedom of speech, which is Trzaskowski, or the one who promised that he won't do it, because he said he will not do that. He will not sign certain bills that abridge our freedom, like Justin Trudeau tried to do, like his buddy who is now ruling Canada will do. And I will tell you one thing: without the freedom of speech, there will be no democracy. So it doesn't really matter who do you believe, Trzaskowski, Nawrocki. One of them will go for the communal fascism method of ruling, and this will be the president of Warsaw, who is trying to be now become the president of Poland. He is a buddy to the people like George and his son Alexander Soros. He is a member of a Bilderberg group. He is the one who will finish the independent state of Poland. He is the one who will put our boys and girls in the front line in what is called coalition of the willings, which means they will send our boys and girls into the war. Right? No good at all. Not good at all. So choose wisely everywhere you are. Canada, Poland, Romania just lost. Circle of life. France has lost.
How many more trucks to fill it in there, Lenny?
We still have a chance to stop it, to slow it down. Neither candidate is perfect, but one of them is deadly, dangerous. Choose wisely. And I will see you on the next movie, which will be probably in Polish. But it was fun trying to dust off a little bit my English from that field in the dust, right? Cheers.